my gosh. Y'all, it's been a while.
A hot little minute.
Since we had a fresh episode of
We have to talk about it.
But you know, one thing that we love is good TV.
Good TV. And when I tell you the wheel has woven and weaved,
And if there's nothing that would get us together,
it is definitely
it's a good show.
gonna be a good show.
And we don't know about y'all, but we have been waiting with bated breath for season 3 of The Wheel of Time to come back.
Yes.
And so we literally minutes ago just got finished watching the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
And so we figured, why not just, pretty much go live and do an immediate reaction.
When I tell you we just turned this show off, so this show is fresh on the brain, and we have a lot to say.
A lot to say.
When I tell you Amazon Prime clocked in, they got to work.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think my biggest takeaway, we were just saying after we finished watching, they packed so much into the first 2 episodes.
The crew clocked in. They have been working. They put so much in. I'm super excited for this season because I feel like the first 2 seasons of Wheel of Time were already great storytelling. Anyway, this would, of course, led us to wanting, being so excited for this season. But I mean, just the way that they opened up season 3 with the preview, because they gave us the little 11-minute
Yes.
Oh, baby, we are in for a show this season.
I think one of my favorite things about the show is seeing the women, the Aes Sedai, actually wield the one power.
Yes.
And that's how we opened the season.
Yeah.
With a crazy battle at the White Tower.
Yes.
Where the people found out that there was a lot of dark friends embedded in the White Tower.
Yes. Because not only do you have, the dark outside, like there's a lot of stuff happening outside, right? And then now we have, the Forsaken. It's a lot of stuff going on. But even in the White Tower, which is supposed to be like a tower of safety, right? Like we're training these women to be protectors. Baby, we can't even, who can you trust?
We saw in episode 1 that the rig is up. Leandrin is revealed. Her other dark sisters from the other Aes Sedai are revealed. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I feel like Suan almost killed.
She was this close.
She was that close from killing Leandrin.
That girl threw that rock. Yeah, she was very close. But the other Leandrin Loki had 2 instances.
Yeah,
because when Alana, when they met her out on the street, she said, "Yo, let's take this to the street."
Let's talk about Alana. The way her and her 2 warders took on that big
like 8. It was like
at least 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Yeah. They cleared that whole.
Yeah. Like, imagine if Moraine was there with her. I think they wouldn't have escaped.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have left. They wouldn't have left the city.
Yeah.
So outside of like that opening battle, which was great, a great way to set things up. The thing though that I think annoyed me and all of that is that Nynaeve is still not able to access her power, and she's like the most powerful one of them all.
Literally.
But she can't use it.
She can't use it. And I think we've gotten these like, because it seems like in the first 2 seasons, right? When she's kind of pushed to the edge. Yeah. And it's like, she always kind of comes through when it's like the last. But I'm like, okay, girl. Like, I get that being like a concept, right? But I'm like, there's no way that they can allow this to be her storyline for so long.
I mean, Egwene got through the arches pretty quick. So
and low-key, I feel like even with Egwene, because I will say a good chunk of season 2, I feel like she was having to go through the stuff with the Sudam, whatever they call. And I'll say that I was getting annoyed with that, because I'm like, okay. But I like that they didn't let the season end without there being some type of resolve to that for her.
Yeah.
I feel like this Nynaeve storyline is dragging from season to season. Like, she has not been able to control it since the first season,
Right.
season 3.
Right. She was able to access her power to save them
Early.
at the end of season 1.
Yeah, early on.
Since then, it's been dry for her.
Yeah.
She's been able to do anything.
We are going to have to change that up at some point, quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, with there being so many dark friends sort of ousted, or not ousted, but outed in episode 1, how they were going to try to track down who might be remaining in the tower. And we got to see a little bit of that.
Yep.
By the way, spoiler alert, this is episode 1 and 2. So if you have not watched episodes 1 and 2, you might want to wait before before you talk about it with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about it.
So in episode 2, we figure out, the Emerald Seat plan, her plan to figure out who the remaining dark friends are in the tower. And that's to use, the princess and Nynaeve.
Yeah. Which I think is good because obviously it gives them something to do. But at the same time, I'm like, how are we? I mean, I think the princess is powerful because she is able to keep up with. But I'm like, not you got to get some practice in because I'm like, God forbid there's an opportunity for one of the dark. Like if they figure out what's going on, can she protect herself?
No, she can't.
Can she do anything? So that I think that it would be good for them to take that on, but at the same time, I'm like, we got to kind of get some powers moving,
right? And speaking of, we kind of got to get some powers moving. All right, Miss Moraine. I love Moraine.
Yeah,
but she is always up to something.
Always up to something. But I think the thing with her that is going to be a big challenge is Rand. And I think that he was kind of showing this before, but I feel like he really is kind of becoming his own person to where she's been able to kind of move these chess pieces this whole. She ain't gonna be able to keep doing that.
He already told her, "You do not tell me what to do anymore."
Yeah. I feel like Rand is really kind of becoming like he's stepping into that Dragon Reborn. Like I'm the one. Like I don't need.
But I still can't get over the fact that Moraine and Leandrin worked together to get him to actually leave and to
Land fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, land fear. Yeah.
The other L.
The more powerful.
The more powerful.
Yeah. But yeah. And I do wonder if that kind of like tie, because that's really the only thing that's tying Moraine and Lanfear together. I wonder if that will allow them, especially in like because I feel like there'll probably be a time where they're actually going to have to work together, like probably even fight.
I think we're going to see that more and more this season. We saw it a little bit,
just a little bit,
but now I think more and more to keep Rand safe. They're going to have to together.
They're going to have to, and especially with the Forsaken character, because again. Lanfield was kind of chilling, and then when Moraine, when she told her about the guy,
the gray man,
Lanfield was like, "Now hold on,
right? I didn't get that."
They're gonna have to work together.
They're gonna have to work together to keep Rand safe.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I feel like they have really done out of all of the seasons. This is really a dynamic start to.
I agree. I think this is probably the best storytelling I've seen from a long time.
It's so early on. I mean, which obviously, again, it's easy to do that when you have 2 previous seasons of story to kind of follow, with. But I don't know. I feel like they've done a really, really good job just with this season alone, like already in these 2 episodes. The other thing that I'm like, because we pointed this out, I really, really liked how quickly they were able to find some type of what do I want to call it? Like with Perrin, and the other group that's kind of like it's the 4 of them that are kind of wandering on their own. We were talking about during the show how none of them really give leader, and so it seemed like kind of like a very unorthodox group to just kind of be out in the world, like
Exactly.
moving around.
Like, how are they actually going to protect themselves?
Yeah, and so to see Alana in the the remaining water that she has, I was like, okay, cool. That's gonna give them a good storyline, and I feel like this will give them an opportunity to have some good battle scenes. Like we'll be able to get some good stuff.
I mean, we already got a preview where Alana reveals that she's injured fighting the Trollocs.
Yeah.
They're at the two rivers where they went back to, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, in the first two episodes, because this isn't a recap, by the way. This is a reaction.
Yeah.
So we're not going scene by scene breaking the show down. But I'm curious, like, what was your favorite thing so far from like both of the first two episodes?
So I think the thing that really kind of had me on the edge of my seat was the moment when Lanfear was, playing with the kids.
Yeah.
But then it wound up being, what's her name? Mogideon? Yeah, Mogideon. Slipping in and doing some extra. Because I feel like that threw us out because we didn't know what was happening. We actually didn't know what was happening in that moment. But then at the same time, we're seeing that the characters in the show also didn't know what was happening.
Right.
That was a really cool thing to see.
Really cool.
Yeah. And I think that was like my top moment so far.
Okay.
Obviously, besides like the opening sequence, like that was a great opening.
I think my favorite thing so far is going back to that opening sequence. It's Alana. Like, she is just so cool and powerful, and like clearly the Green Aja, their specialty is to be prepared for times of war, and we got to see that.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited that we're gonna probably get a lot more of her this season, and I'm looking forward to see, what she's doing out on the battlefield.
Absolutely. It was so crazy because that was such a tense scene so quickly.
Yeah.
To see like that was actually insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was like stand out.
The other thing that stood out for me was this unexpected love interest between the princess and
the Aiel.
The Aiel girl. I was not expecting the two of them to, connect.
Yeah. The princess said, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to give me a little...
Look, the princess, she said, one thing we're about to do, we're going to turn up.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of rough times ahead of us. We need to have fun tonight.
And my girl drank the house down.
And then in episode 2, we got to see where she got her drinking from, which was her stepfather. So I thought that was a cool way to like kind of give us a little insight. Like, how is she able to hold all this wine or beer or whatever they were drinking? And we found out.
She said it starts at home.
Straight from the house. Ooh, and her mother,
she's been playing that role. And I mean, well, the only time that she's only appeared in episode 2?
Episode 2.
And I feel like she ate up that whole episode.
She
owned, yeah.
She was a scene stealer.
Yeah.
That's her story, the way episode 2 opened, and us seeing how she took the throne.
Yeah. That lady, I cannot think of what her name is, but she's played now that I'm thinking about it, her face is so familiar.
I don't think this is her, and y'all will let us know or we'll follow up in the comments. She reminds me of Vanya's sister from...
That is her.
Is that her?
Tula.
Is that Tula?
Bro, when I tell you, when I was just thinking about her face, I was about to say it's from Doom Prophecy. I thought it was the lady. What was the other lady that Tula was? The one with the gray hair.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
The one.
Yeah, but I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But it's Tula. That's her face. Yeah, that was it.
That's
It was
her.
Tula.
Okay.
It was Tula. I kept. I was like, I know this from Dune Prophecy, but I was like, I cannot remember.
We have to figure out what her name is.
Yeah.
That lady needs to get her thing.
Oh, yeah.
She's been acting down.
Yes, she played. This whole episode was her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm definitely excited.
I'm super excited
for the rest of the season. I don't know how many episodes we're getting. Don't they usually do 8? I think like 8 episodes, and they already gave us three, which is wild.
They said, baby, we want y'all to get into it and get into it.
So I wonder if we're gonna get like multiple episodes from now on, or they're gonna start just trickling one out every week. That's gonna be interesting.
But you know what? I actually wouldn't be upset if we go back into the one because I feel like they've given it so. We still have an episode that we have not watched yet that's available to watch. Because then I feel like just after that second episode, I feel so tired.
Yeah, I'm ready to
be channeling the one path.
I'm ready. I'm tired. I'm definitely ready to go back, watch some of the recap videos, look for the Easter eggs and things like that. But listen, if you're also out there, you're watching The Wheel of Time and you've seen the first couple of episodes, let us know what you're thinking about the season. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Have you already watched all 3 episodes and we just need to get with the program?
If there's any like highlights that we didn't talk about that stood out to you, please drop it in the comments. We definitely want to talk about it. I think that we have episode 3 available. Yeah. We have episode 4 coming out next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
So what we'll do is the next time that we film, we're gonna do episodes 3 and 4 so that we'll be caught up, Yeah.
Exactly. So until then, it's been good to check in with y'all. We know it's been a while. We are gonna be better.
Yeah.
About being more consistent.
Yeah. We got a new little system that we're working on. So
hopefully y'all like it. All right. So until next time, we will talk to you and we'll come up with something else that we have to talk about.
There's always something to talk about. One thing about it, there's always something to talk about. All right. Bye guys.
Bye.